What's up, gamers? I'm your host, Cobra, and today we've got our September update. So update videos are going to follow a pretty standard format. First, I'm going to tell you a little bit of overall commentary on the previous month. Then we'll take a look at my play-to-earn profits and gains. We'll take a look at some of the investments and flips that we made last month. Then we'll talk about what's been working well, what hasn't been working well, and what we're looking forward to in October. So overall, September was definitely a very successful month. That said, we didn't gain as much, at least in terms of ETH, as we did the previous month. We did make several gains. We also made a lot of investments, and that is okay. Throughout the last month, I told you in several videos that I was going into a drop with plans to set up a free roll, but that I wasn't 100% certain that would work, and that I might be willing to hold on to a few things for a little while before we take our money back out. And there's definitely a few spots where we've done that today. In fact, two of the games that I am most excited about and have some of the biggest investments in so far, I haven't sold anything yet. That would be Guild of Guardians, which we're not expecting to come out for quite a while. And frankly, the secondary market is just not properly valuing those NFTs just yet. The second one is Riot Racers. We've talked about Riot Racers quite a lot, and they've been dropping frequently. In fact, we've got another Riot Racers drop coming up this week. I am going to try and squeeze in a quick update video on Riot Racers before the drop to help get you guys prepped. But we didn't sell anything from the previous two Riot Racers drops, and I don't anticipate that anything we purchase in this final Genesis drop will get sold at least right away either. In general, the NFT market is definitely slowing down a little bit. Now, I don't want to give you the wrong impression. The NFT market is absolutely still exploding and ripe with opportunities. That said, over the summer, you almost couldn't miss. And that has slowed down just a little bit. Now, not everything that sells out doubles or triples by the next day. And there are projects that are just flat out struggling to get off of the ground. Gaming projects in general suffer from the fact that the NFT drops typically happen well in advance of there actually being any semblance of a game to actually play. Now that is without a doubt hurting some of the projects like Riot Racers right now, but it's going to change over time. And so we're going to be patient with those projects. We knew what we were getting into. I'm going to try and point that out a little bit more frequently moving forward to help you guys decide where to make investments yourselves. So let's jump straight into the spreadsheet and dive into the numbers. September was not nearly as successful from a play-to-earn standpoint. That's going to happen partially because right now we're not playing that many games because there's just not that many games to play. But with Zed Run, we continued to breed. We made 0.17 Ethereum in profit from breeding. That is down significantly from last month, but it is due to a couple of factors. Primarily, I haven't sold all of my horses. Number one, I kept a legendary Z20 Buterin Colt to expand my stable. So we now have 3 studs in the stable. I also gave away one of the bred horses this month as a promotion to promote this channel. So thank you guys for that. And then I've got a couple of Electric Violet Super Coats that I bred, and I'm just not going to sell them at today's prices. If the market improves a little bit, then they might actually sell. But for now, we're going to hold off until things rebound a little bit. On the Axie side, we are counting a small loss this month. The Axie market continues to slide. I'm not too concerned long term. However, we had pretty terrible timing in terms of deciding when to join that project because every week the prices of Axies have gone down since we put our money in, and that has made it really challenging to make any money. And last month we actually lost a little bit, Our RNG wasn't great. I also made a couple of changes that I think strategically are going to pay out more down the line, but without a doubt hurt the bottom line in September. In September, though, we did add a new game to the lineup, and that is Nova Rally. Admittedly, Nova Rally's on the Wax blockchain, isn't terribly profitable yet today, and we've only been playing for a few weeks. I have not registered any actual sales or profits just yet. However, I put up the current account value estimate that Wax gives me for my Nova Rally NFTs, so that we have something to track our gains by when we do this update next month. We will also have some sales in October as well. All right, let's jump over to the flipping and investing numbers. I'm not going to spend much time on any of these projects in general, simply because I've talked about them in other videos quite a bit. Feel free to ask me if you have any questions, though. With Coin Games Dev Squad, we are down to just one avatar. It is the Link Contra avatar that I really love. We sold the other two for a profit of over 0.33. The Watch, or Frontier Games, continues to give. Since the last update, they had their glitch box drop, which resulted in a little bit more profit. Most of the 2 ETH you see listed there was reported in the last video, though. On the next 3, you're going to see negative numbers. We haven't actually lost any money on those projects, at least not yet, but we haven't sold anything either. So from a cash flow perspective, they are negative. Riot Racers, I talked about this in a previous video, but we purchased 3 more land plots at a total of 0.7 ETH. We haven't sold any of those. We're going to hold until the market improves on that end. Guild of Guardians, we spent a ton of money. I bought 36 characters so far. I will likely buy a few more. I really like that price point and that tier of character, but I also want to give away a bunch on the channel, so keep an eye out for those opportunities. With Star Atlas, that is on the Solana network, and right now they are pricing in USD, which is jarring to say the least, but we spent about $700 on 3 different ships. The largest of them in the bulk of my purchase is a Data Runner, which is a medium-sized ship, and I split that 3 ways with a couple of buddies of mine. We're going to play this game together, so we'll use that asset together. We also purchased a couple more smaller ships just because why not? But there's a whole lot more coming from Star Atlas, so as we progress a little bit further into that drop, we'll do a dedicated video there as well. So what was happening in September that we didn't really love? So first things first, still on the not winning list is Ember Sword. We're not terribly concerned because that game is still months and months away. So short delays are really not that big a deal. However, the land sale they announced in August got pushed back to September, and then didn't happen in September either. They are doing a strange drop this time in that nothing is actually dropping. We had to apply for the land sale. We're going to get 1 plot here on the free roll. Very disappointing results, but we're happy not to get shut out completely on that end. The other thing that I mentioned at the top of the video is that NFT summer is over. Not really, but the market has tightened up a little bit as it has gotten more crowded and less projects are selling out and going straight to the moon. And then on the Zed Run side, their economy has experienced a major oversupply, especially for exclusive horses. This is the most popular horse to breed. It's also the lowest cost horse. Breeding is still profitable, but not nearly the same margins we were experiencing last month. And in my opinion, this is just a cyclical dip. More breeders will slow down or stop completely, and the market will start to tighten up. But the real boom that we're looking for is when Zed Run adds new types of races or any other major update that will bring in new players or cause players to want something different. It wasn't all bad. In fact, it was mostly all good. The NFT world continues to give. So a couple of highlights I want to call out for September is at the end of the month, Riot Racers released their Riot token. I'm not big on tokenomics and didn't make a direct investment there yet. So I haven't been following it super closely, but the launch did well. It opened at, I believe, 10 cents, hit a high of around 50, and was somewhere in the middle there, about 25 cents when I last checked. That's the token we're going to be earning while we play the game. So we certainly want to see it do well, and the better that token does, the more it's going to drag up the value of our NFTs, because like those racetrack plots, for example, are just going to be paying us out in Riot. Bunny Nights continues to deliver. They had a really cool chest sale, which allowed them to raise some more funds, also put a whole bunch of items into the game economy, most of which we don't know what they're going to be for or what they will do, but certainly they're going to be items that we interact with in-game, and we continue to get closer to that game launching. The current end of the roadmap just got moved up, and that's going to be a proposal to current Bunny holders to expand the game. I am quite excited to see what that is going to look like. And then just one other quick shout out to Coin Games Dev Squad, because that NFT just continues to slowly go up in value. It has been much more stable than other projects that we've invested in, and right now it's looking like it was a major mistake for me to sell any of those avatars, because they just continue to rise. But September is over and we are already on to October. So what are we looking forward to here at the Freeroll? A couple of highlights. Later this week is going to be the final Genesis drop from Riot Racers. Lots of the same types of assets that they were selling in the previous two drops are going to be available this time. This is my last chance to try and get a mechanic shop, so fingers crossed. We are also expecting another Guild of Guardians drop. This one will definitely have companion pets. I expect it'll also probably have rare heroes as well, although they haven't given us any teases for that just yet. These are going to be some lower cost items that are probably a little bit less important compared to the last two drops, but I can't get enough Guild of Guardians. We are going to buy as much as we can on that drop as well. Finally, the watch has a ton of stuff coming up. There is going to be a drop next week. We don't know exactly what it is, but I believe it is a playable character. There's going to be an airdrop in the middle of the month. My fingers are crossed that that is the Stellar Data Key and Data Keys, because I expect that is going to make the market really move. And then at the end of the month, we're going to be able to open our black boxes and see what was inside. Finally, October 30th is the next parallel drop. This is another can't miss event, even if it's not a game that you're interested in. We don't know if they're going to change the prices of the packs. However, last time they were selling them for really cheap, and the cards that we pulled from there were worth a ton more. Even if you had really bad luck with those packs, you made a lot of ETH. So we're excited for the next drop. I'm going to be prepared to make a maximum purchase, although I fully expect it's going to have a huge demand, and odds are we'll end up with nothing. Another successful month in the NFT world and play-to-earn gaming, but we are on to October. There's going to be a ton of action, so if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Also, make sure you're following us on Twitter. That is your best way to ensure that you don't miss any giveaways. Also, don't miss any new videos as they're published. There is a lot of action coming up this month, and we need to take advantage of as much as we can.